Okay, it's 12:30, Wednesday, April 28th, 2021. And we're having an emergency board meeting regarding our solid waste contracts. First item is pledge of allegiance, but it's just the four of us and it's an emergency. We're supposed to skip this. You guys agree to that?
Yes.
Okay. So the next item is executive session, but I'm not sure that, do we need to go into that right now?
I don't believe we need executive session. I need to update you in terms of what our lawyer has said in response to Dover Foxcroft's.
Yeah, just,
letter.
so we got a letter from Dover Foxcroft alleging that we were violating the solid waste contract. We were all pretty confident we hadn't. We sent that evidence to the attorney and you got the results of that.
Yep, I sent that to our attorney. I sent 19 supporting documents for our case. Our attorney reviewed it and has sent a letter back to Dover Foxcroft for us, stating that no, we were not in violation of the contract. We'd given them plenty of time and that we were going to stick to our decision to leave May 1st. I have not heard back from Dover, but I believe we can put this to bed in terms of we didn't do anything wrong.
Well, we did get a response from their attorney.
We did get a response from their attorney saying that, yeah, okay, so you kind of, he never explicitly says that we met the agreement, but he says, you know, June 30th would be much more feasible for haulers and you're, turning people away and.
But he wouldn't have said that if we didn't meet the obligation.
Right.
No, they essentially went from saying we're in violation of the contract and we will collect a full year, and to, would you please consider staying till the end of June?
Correct.
And so that's kind of what we're here to decide today, and I don't know.
Well, in terms of feasible, and in terms of our residents, we've already put it on Facebook, we've already put it on our website, we've already advertised in the papers. It would be way more confusing for our people to.
The haulers are all notified?
Yeah, the haulers are all notified, and neither one was concerned with the, how much confusion there would be. Bolsters wanted a letter, wanted it in writing.
From us?
From us, and I sent them, actually all they wanted was an email. I sent the email, they said, yeah, we can fix our routes. I talked to Trash Busters and they said, oh, it's no problem at all. We do all our pickups in Sangerville on Friday and, basically it'll be taking it to Dexter and send it over. And they were fine.
So, and the town manager of Dover never reached out to you?
No, I haven't.
Which we did not hear from him through this whole second process, is that correct?
That's
I know you reached out to him at the end of last year and.
I reached out to him in December and asked for a quote on what our contract with them would cost if we went with them. I asked if they would come to a meeting and discuss this with us. And I didn't hear back from him, and I didn't hear back from him, and I made a couple of calls in January, which I didn't document, so I can't give you dates. But I didn't hear back until February 15th, and the only thing I got was a number. At which point we decided to talk to Dexter. We talked to Dexter when we had an agreement outlined with Dexter. I called Mr. Kluge and said, we're not coming back. He said, well, and I told him it was May 1st, and he said, well, that's really, really close, and couldn't you stay till June 30th? And I said, well, it's a done deal. I don't know that we can do that. Why would we want to do that? And again, I got the excuse, oh, well, it's the haulers, and it's getting people not to come to Dover. You're always going to have to, there's always going to be a transition period where people just didn't pay attention, didn't notice.
But their concerns were consistently things outside of Dover Foxcroft.
Correct.
It wasn't a financial issue, it was always the convenience of the community or the commercial haulers or things like that. And we've
Correct.
remedied all those as best that we think we can.
Addressed all
We'd
that.
already had a plan for all of
Right.
that.
Yeah.
We'd already put it in motion, and
And Dale, you had spoken to him.
Yeah, I did. I had, actually, the night that we really started talking serious about this, and I let him know that meeting was, you know, minutes after I hang up the phone, this is the topic of conversation was tonight. And he didn't really get too excited about it, so.
And I didn't get any contact.
And I had just kind of, personally, I just assumed that the reason he's kind of reacted that way is because we laid the groundwork for this 2 years ago. He had come, he kind of
Right.
guided us through that whole process and said, you won't, if you go with us for another year under this special rate, you don't have to notify us again, you can leave whenever you want, and so I assume he knew all that, which he did.
And he put that all in writing to us.
Yeah.
That's
So we
one
have-
of the documents I sent
Right.
earlier.
So, right, so we thought that his non-communication was basically saying, okay.
Fait
that is-
complete.
Right.
Yep, he knew all this in advance, which all that kind of makes sense. What didn't make sense was the reaction, the letter we got from the attorney was almost like from a group of people who had no idea what was going on. So
Right.
hopefully this is behind us.
Right.
Unfortunately, we did spend a little bit of money on legal to respond to them.
We've spent $526.50.
It's more than a little
Cents.
bit,
Yeah, yeah.
so,
We're-
so.
We do now have stickers for the Dexter dump, that we have been handing them out, they're $1 sticker. We'll start Saturday with Dexter.
Good,
So I
Very
just
good.
looked on Facebook where you shared that. There's been 32 shares
Oh,
of
good.
that
didn't
post.
take long to.
So I mean,
Wow.
if, you know,
And you know they have shares and they
that's
have.
what I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
if you figure 50 people every
Great.
time this goes out, I mean,
That's great.
that's huge, how many
Yeah.
people right there have been notified,
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
To try to do anything different at this point is chaos.
That would be chaos, and that, right.
So today, we're here to sign our agreement with Dexter. The only other, I think as far as this issue with Dover Foxcroft goes, I mean, I think we feel like we've made a good faith effort to remedy the concerns they had. The legal fees, I don't know, are we're gonna just let that go for now, or
I mean, I think, nah,
As long as this is the end of the discussion, I think we let it go.
I'm kinda leaning that way.
I'm okay.
yeah,
I mean, if it goes any further, I mean, we can't keep
right,
No,
500
you
bucks
can't
is bad
keep
enough.
eating, yeah.
That's right, I mean, we start eating more than that and we're clearly not at fault, I mean, Dover at some point really needs to maybe consider that.
right,
Cause they're the ones that's accruing a cost for us that's unnecessary.
right.
All right, anything else on this?
No,
Bridie?
All set.
Okay,
do we need to make a motion?
we need to make a motion to sign that
Okay,
agreement
I'll
with
make-
Dexter.
You've already made the motion, it was just a matter
We
of
just physically
Okay.
gotta do it.
Travis getting the contract over to us.
So we can adjourn and then sign?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, very good. Make a motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor? It's 1:15 and we're adjourned.